In this video, I want to show you all how to help fix your lower back pain in just 3 easy steps. And it's not really that easy, it takes time, but the goal here is to make sure that you have the proper range of motion with your hips and to make sure that you're using your body correctly. So the first exercise is going to be in a kneeling position where you get super long with our body and you're going to squeeze your rear end like no tomorrow. That's going to draw your hips forward. So I want to show you from a profile standpoint what that looks like. Legs at 90 degrees, shifting my hips forward, and again, I'm squeezing that rear end. So what that's going to do is really lengthen and open up my hip flexor. I'm going to use my glute to get some good activation there, but it's going to help free up and lengthen this hip so it's not putting or tilting my hips forward and putting pressure on my lower back. Another thing that I like to teach is to really extend that opposite arm and start hunting for that tension and see where it all lies. When I feel that tight spot, I hold it for 5 seconds, and then I relax and see how far I can go into position, and then I repeat again, creating as much tension for my fingertips down through that heel, and start finding those tight spots again. And what you'll see is if you engage for 5 seconds, and then relax, you can start opening that hip up relatively quickly. The next exercise, although it's pretty simple, is so important to really establish, and that's how to fire and squeeze your glutes. So a lot of people don't know how to use their glutes well. It's probably because they've never used them, they don't think about them, or they don't do some of these movements properly, so they can't really activate and strengthen them. So we're going to get into a glute bridge position. We're just going to bring our fingertips up to the air so we don't use our hands. And I want you to think about getting really heavy on your heels. Once we're heavy, get your core brace, and you're going to lift your hips up. As the hips come up, I want you to think about pushing the ground harder and harder. As you push the ground harder and harder, you should be able to squeeze your butt cheeks harder and harder. So when you squeeze, you should be able to max out those hips to the top of the position, feel them really fire and engage, hold it for a few seconds, and then relax, and then repeat. My last favorite movement is to teach people how to actually use the muscles along their spine. So this is definitely yoga-esque, and there's a lot of different progressions, but we're going to start over in a belly position. We're going to place your hands to either side by the chest. And what we're going to do is squeeze the glutes like no tomorrow, push the hips forward into the ground, and then you're going to push your hands down, 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 and lengthen and extend. When you get to this top position, I want you to think about getting as long as you can through the toes, the legs, the glutes, but more importantly, the spine. See how much you can extend and engage. And with the hands, screw them in and really push and see how high you can get. And then slowly bring your body down, squeeze your butt, drive those fingertips down, extend, reach as high as you can, eyes up, feel all the muscles up the spine really engage, and relax. So all too often, a lot of people are rounded forward, and that's why a lot of back pain can sprout up. This movement really helps extend people and connect all those muscles in their spine that they don't use.